Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today with us we have Tara and Sigal. They're our friends, our colleagues here at the office, and we have an exciting topic that we will talk about that I personally don't know much about, but these lovely ladies do. So welcome.
Thank you, Alice, for having us.
No, thank you for coming. So tell me, what does ADU stand for?
ADU is Auxiliary Dwelling Units.
Okay.
And it is, which would include tiny homes, garden suites.
Interesting.
And laneway homes.
Okay.
And it is a solution to part of the housing situation we have going on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
We have lately in the news we have heard a lot of people talk about garden homes and second dwellings in their backyard and stuff like that. You have mentioned that you are already dealing with a builder or somebody that can accommodate those types of homes.
Yes, so for anybody that's interested, myself and Tara, we are actually working with the builder directly that will come to your home and assess your backyard in order to put in these dwellings. So they range from 825 square feet to, from 325 to 825 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
So picture like a mini condo in your backyard. There are rules to abide by in regards to what the city is requiring. So essentially it can be used for so many purposes, for as a second dwelling, for a flex space. It can be used as well for, an income producing property, right? You could have an income producing property in your backyard up to $2,000 a month, which is, really important these days.
100%. Like the prices
right?
are nuts, right? Like, so, which pocket or which city kind of announced that first? Like, do you guys know? Toronto announced that first.
Yeah, it was Toronto first, and now sort of the GTA areas are slowly
picking up,
I
guess.
The bylaws
right?
are passing, and Brampton, Mississauga. Milton's on the table. I'm not sure if it's actually been passed yet in Milton.
Kitchener as well. But it's interesting
Waterloo.
because in Toronto, they're laneway homes, so in between the homes, whereas in the, the GTA, more like Brampton and Mississauga, they're in the backyard. And that's due to the land sizes.
Yeah.
It will kind of act like as a detached garage sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
It's literally like a mini house.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's built like a mini house. It requires a foundation.
Okay.
It requires sort of the same specs that you would build a regular house.
Yeah.
So
obviously we have to go through the city and get all the permits and stuff like that. Like
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
So are these homes? Are they being built? Are they being built in a factory or some kind, in a shop, and then they're kind of like brought to the space, or?
yes and no.
Okay.
There's a bit of everything going on out there. Some of
Yeah.
it is prefabricated. It depends on the builder you work with, actually.
Okay.
I think would answer, and some of them are prefabbing the certain amount of the home, bringing it to the space,
Okay.
Putting it
attaching
together.
to the foundation, and then others are building them right directly, on the lots. So. Yeah.
So having said that, like when it comes to these homes and then container homes, is this the same thing or not really? Like,
No, because container homes are an existing structure, right? That in general that they've only been used possibly a couple of times, and then they, people are repurposing them and creating a unique home out of them, or cottage, or whatever they're doing with them. There's a couple cottages up north in container homes.
But it still requires, like from my understanding, like I've spoke to a couple of people in that field, and they said like even a container, like the shell of a container is obviously steel, but then inside that container you still have to do walls, you still have to do with insulation and the drywall, and it acts like.
It's all within the building codes. They have to meet the building code
requirements and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's all, whether it's a container or garden home or laneway suite. Yeah.
So, do you know how much a small 300-400 square foot auxiliary home, or whatever the name is, tiny home, whatever that is, tiny home, right? Garden home. How much does this cost?
I mean, it really depends on
the
quality, the type of finishes you're going to do, but I guess the baseline would be about 80,000.
80,000.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
And then up from there, because some people will go at it and they put all these, you could put high-end finishes in these tiny spaces
Right.
too, right? It all just
And
depends.
customize it, right?
Yeah,
There's just so many options.
absolutely.
It's like any home.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
The
it's just a
spectrum is
small
the range
version.
is massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, but the bottom line is like a washroom,
Yes.
right? A tiny or a kitchen or kitchenette,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And
It's
living
kitchen,
space.
full kitchen.
Full kitchen.
Yeah.
And then obviously the living space. Now, having
Yeah.
said that, like in you mentioned laneways,
Mhm.
and you've mentioned the lot. Like, are there any requirements? Because we know, like, severing lots in particular areas, there are certain requirements that you have to meet. As an example, if the lot is greater than 50 wide, you can sever it. If it's less than 50, you cannot. So,
Yes.
are there any
Yes.
the
setbacks. There's
setbacks that we
setbacks.
need to meet?
And they're not
requirements?
severable either. So they are built as a second dwelling from the primary. All the,
Sure.
your
Sewage,
plumbing,
I guess,
would all
yeah.
filter from the main home predominantly. Although you can get it separate, but it would be a substantial
Cost.
increase in
Yeah,
cost,
cost.
to do so. But
There's rules as well, for safety purposes. Like there has to be a setback. Like the actual structure can't be like to the side of the backyard. It has to be sort of in the middle of the backyard
Oh, really?
to allow. Yeah, there's like rules like from
Setbacks,
the back,
yeah.
from the side.
Fences,
yeah,
right?
You know what I mean? So in order, like for
Yeah.
security purposes, right? If there was a fire, you can escape. Right?
fire
You're not like
and stuff.
to the
Yeah.
wall or the fence or you're
Another wall, like another
can't get out,
building, right? Like I
right?
get it. It
So,
does make
there's
sense,
rules.
right?
There's
Yeah.
rules, yeah.
And
And they're
still
similar in
Yeah.
different areas, but they're overall they're
Yes.
overarching. They're
So if we have, like, I don't know if you can answer this question at this time, but if you have, for example, a detached garage built in the backyard, can you build a tiny home on top of that, or not, or you
no.
cannot?
It has to be one floor. The garden suite in the backyard cannot be 2 levels.
Yeah.
They
Can it
have
be
to.
2
No,
levels?
they cannot. No.
No.
If they're in the
We haven't come
backyard,
across
yeah.
it yet. I mean, that might vary from municipality to municipality, but I
Got
don't
it.
think for the garden suites they generally are the one level. The laneway homes in Toronto, though, often are built on top of a garage, so it
Oh,
almost
I
acts like a
understand.
second level.
Got it.
Again,
My
there's
understanding, those
different.
can be 2 floors.
Yeah,
Whereas the
different
garden suites
requirements.
have to be 1 level.
So is this something that people are picking up on, like, more and more, or like?
They're very curious about it. I mean, we've had mixed reactions when we've gone out. Very curious and very interested in it, and the possibilities for it and what it can help to, house elderly parents. You could put, or even young, young adults. If your grown children can't get into the housing market,
That's
you
interesting.
can put a tiny house or a
Your
garden
office?
suite. Yeah,
You can
in
use
the
it as an
backyard.
office space.
It has a variety of
So many
purposes.
uses.
Because it's a legal dwelling, I guess, at that point, right? Like, I mean, like.
Yes.
So you can have
It is,
3
yeah.
dwellings on one sort of particular plot of land.
Right.
So say you rent out the top level and then you rent out the basement. That's
Okay.
2 dwellings. So
2
you can
dwellings,
have
got
a
it.
third, unless you do 3 in one, then you're maxed out.
Oh,
See what
that's
I mean?
interesting.
Yeah,
Okay,
Most of the
so
municipalities,
Yeah,
seem
so
to say you can have up to 3
Dwellings.
3 dwellings, 3 units.
It's like 2 units, like 2 separate one being the primary and then the other being the garden suite. But
I understand,
often,
yeah.
but you could use your basement also
As a
built
third
as-
unit,
Yes.
right? But then that's where you would kind of max out. You wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to add more.
So then you just buy another house.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 more.
Yeah.
Get 3 more.
Yeah, and obviously it would increase your property value as well. Now that still sort of has yet to be determined because it's so new in the market and not a lot of people have built them and sold them with their existing properties, that you actually have 2 dwellings on one property now that could be potentially an income property.
Makes sense,
right?
because
So-
like if you really think about it, like as an example, I don't know, it's obviously not for everyone
No.
to get into this type of a market or to do such a thing. But if you go out there and you purchase a condo in downtown Toronto, so for argument's sake, it's minimum 650, right?
There you go. Yeah.
Right,
You're-
for
you know, I like where you're going with this.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you build on a like garden home
Mm-hmm.
for 600 square feet,
Yeah.
it might cost you 150,
That's
Mhm.
right. Yeah.
right? If you build something bigger,
Mhm.
what would you say,
825.
Yeah.
825
Mhm.
might
Yeah.
cost you 300,
Yeah.
but 825 square feet
Yeah.
condo will cost you $900,000
That's right.
for
Yeah.
argument's sake. That
Mhm.
depends what
Yeah.
it is. So,
Yeah.
so I think there's definitely value,
Yeah.
and for people that already have these homes and dwellings, I think it's definitely something that they should think
Yeah.
about. And
Yeah. And there is financing out there for them.
specifically, or
Some of the builders that one of them in particular that we work with does offer financing, and then aside from that, people are tapping into the equity in their existing home
that's
to
interesting.
build the garden suite in the backyard for whomever. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then especially like if you're looking at Toronto in particular, Doug Ford, like the mayor and stuff like that, like he's pounding down like we need more homes, we need this, we need that, and people are kind of like in this confusion where the market is heading and stuff like that. But there's definitely a deficit when it comes to properties out there
And
and
if you think
affordability,
about it,
right?
yeah, affordability is a huge factor as well. And if you think about it, it's sort of keeping like the structure and the integrity of the cities intact. Because think about like having to build like a skyscraper,
Tower,
right?
yeah.
And so instead you could have these new homes or these new available units within the like neighborhoods as they are in the backyard. So it offers inventory.
Yeah.
Without,
Yeah, that's interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you
Like
look at
if-
it sustainability wise.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
And less demand, like because if you have to build a tower,
Yes.
it undertaking there's so much involved to build
Yeah.
a tower, and
And
then
a lot of people don't want to live in a building.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
like
Yeah.
exactly what like thinking in my head, I'm like
Elevators, I can't do it.
you know what I mean? Like if I had to live in a tower, right? Like maybe the view is nice, like on a 50th
Yeah.
or 70th
Yeah.
floor, whatever the case might be,
70th.
but
Yeah.
well, yeah.
If those elevators are down,
Oh
I
my
know.
gosh.
And you have groceries?
That would be
I
interesting.
have taken the stairs from the 43rd floor.
Yeah.
Down or up?
No, down.
That one, yeah. I was gonna say like.
Because I was late and like
Yeah.
the elevators were
Oh,
taking
gosh.
forever, so
Wow.
I just ran down.
Did it take a long time?
I don't remember.
By the time I got to the bottom, I don't remember. Like I was busy, Yeah, that's. But I think it's definitely more comfortable living in a garden environment in a home that's
It's more
detached.
privacy.
It's
You're
private.
in
It's
the,
you're on
Yeah.
ground.
on the ground.
Accessibility in and out,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
it feels great. Like just
It's like a condo on the ground. That's how I look at it.
well said.
Right?
Condo on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, I think it. I learned a lot
Yeah.
from both of you. I want to congratulate you. You just got married and stuff like that.
Thank
Like
you.
it was. I know. Like I had to bring it up.
You had to bring it up.
And thank you for coming. Thank you for putting your time aside and stuff like that. Like it means a lot to me and to our followers and viewers and everybody else. I'm sure you guys will get a lot out of this video.
Yeah.
And for you, we see you all over the place, right? Like I saw you were shooting and you're filming and recording at the Toronto Film Festival.
Yeah, I will be again this year.
Again,
Yeah.
that's very interesting.
Yes,
And
yeah.
there you go. Have you ever met a celebrity?
Yes.
Many, right?
You, yeah.
But they're not this good looking,
Yeah.
right? So well, anyways, thank you so much for coming, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks.